Hi again, it's Mike McManus, back with you. I thought I'd start at a little bit different place. This is at the end of the meadow, kind of turn the corner beyond the meadow, and I'm looking at the neighboring house, but the Bear Creek's just flowing right past us. Kind of nice, quiet, content, meditative, and we're getting a lot of, or I'm getting a lot of questions about, when are we going to open? What do you think? And since I talked to you, a week ago, nothing's changed. And then even 2-3 weeks ago, the bishop's still suggesting that we would only open 2 weeks, even if the governor totally opens. So, but we had some thoughts. The men's coffee group this morning. We used to meet for breakfast at 8 o'clock on Wednesdays. Now we're meeting at 9 o'clock by Zoom. Get your own coffee and show up and just talk. And we had a retired architect, a retired or semi-retired engineer, and a mostly retired lawyer, active priest, and a counselor with us, currently active counselor with us. And the question came up, what do we do when we reopen, when we still have to socially distant? And my former senior warden at my former church, St. George's in Riviera Beach, asked me this question. And is a retired demographer for the school boards down in South Florida. So his job was always to look at populations of schools. The ones that had more, they had to move those children out and go to the next available school, change boundaries, and it would always cause controversy. So he lived in that world for about 30 years. But, he's always thinking ahead. And so he texted me yesterday and said, what will you do when you can open up partially? Are you going to have the space for your people if you physically distance 6 feet all around? So I did, just thinking out loud, or I texted him and said, well, we got 144 spaces or chairs in the church, a dozen of them for the choir, but let's just assume if we put 3 people in a normal row all the way across, like one on a wall, one on the opposite wall, and one kind of in the middle. That would give us 14 rows of 3, right? It's 42. But then I rethought it last night, and I thought, well, you really can't have anybody behind, like to say the first row. We really need to skip a row to get 6 feet behind you, not just on the side. So that'd get us down to about 21 people. When we can come back and still have to maintain a physical distance of 6 feet surrounding us. So, but the flip side is, I told him, I said, I doubt if we'll get that many people back. I think most people have, although they don't like it, they want to be social. I think they won't necessarily come back right away, and we'll do, maybe 10 people will come totally physically distanced all over the church, and we'll still do Zoom. So in at least the near future, in my mind, that's what I'm thinking. But at least he got, and I thanked him for getting me thinking. We could do 2021 pretty easily, and then we could also, push the chairs further back in the church or further up in the church. But the main thing I want to say is that, I don't want anybody to feel any pressure to come. And then for those who are, the total extroverts that want to come, I still got to caution you from coming, especially, because we don't have the go from the bishop yet or from the governor at this time. So, when will it all happen? I don't know. I certainly will let you know as soon as I know. And we'll still have a 2-week lag. No doubt, at least a 2-week lag from our bishop, who is being very concerned for all of you, and has reminded us pastors, rectors, that we are we got to care for our flock, and I tend to side with her. I tend to be more conservative, especially I don't want someone who I love coming and then finding out they got COVID and then 19 and then thinking, oh, it could have been us, not just the grocery store or getting your hair cut or wherever. So I'm gonna really stay way on the side of caution, and like I mentioned last week, prudence is the queen of all virtues. I'm going to stay on that end of the spectrum and follow what the bishop says, and then just invite people, but then also remind people they don't have to come. We can continue to Zoom. Then someone also mentioned, what about, say, in June, July, when we can get back, or August? We could do a second Sunday meadow service, and really we could be further spaced out there, have people bring their own chairs. That would be kind of fun. So when that time comes, I'll give you, at least a couple weeks notice, as much notice as I receive at the time. So anyhow, I miss you all. I am an extrovert. I like to see people. Zoom is okay, but it's not the real deal. To seeing people and being with people. In the meantime, just let's stay safe and let's stay connected. And God bless y'all. Thank you.